In this episode, you'll discover the power of humming and other ways to bring more calm to your life. Hey there, it's Michael. Welcome to Whole Again, a show about helping survivors of physical injury and trauma reclaim their strength and resilience through the wisdom of Kintsugi. I'm glad you're here. Today, I'd like to share 5 ways that you can bring more calm to your life. In essence, ways to bring some ease to your nervous system. But they don't require any meditation, which may seem a bit odd coming from me, a meditation teacher. But I do believe that meditation isn't for everyone, and it's not for every situation. But still, there are wonderful ways to bring calm to our lives. Calm that can help us become more resilient, calm that can help us in our healing journey. So I'd like to share those with you today. But before we get into it, I want to say thank you again for being here and thank you for being a fellow survivor. And if you haven't yet signed up for those free and wonderful text messages I send out to help you feel whole again, there's still time. All you have to do is send a text. You can simply say hi. And the number to text to is 866-612-4604. And I'll put that number in our show notes. Now, let's dive in. If we could be honest, some days it doesn't feel right in the body to sit still. We might have some ants in our pants, as my mom would say. And being mindful doesn't feel all that possible when we feel this way. It's pretty natural, though, to feel this way. If you've ever felt this way yourself, well, congratulations, my friend. You are officially human. All it means is that your central nervous system is asking for something else. Instead of being still, it might be asking for some movement or some type of rhythm. Something different. Because our central nervous system, it's almost like it's our body's alarm clock. It's constantly asking, am I safe? Am I good? Am I under threat? What do I need in this given moment? And it makes all these different changes. Changes, luckily, we don't have to direct it to make. Imagine if we had to tell the body each and every time, over 20,000 times a day, to breathe. I think many of us, myself included, would probably forget to ask the body to do it. But when we go through something, some type of physical injury, or we have a surgery, or an illness, or even trauma, as it was in my case, and without the proper regulation, our nervous system can get stuck there. It might not be able to get to a place that can say, I'm safe now. But there's hope. As I like to say, there's always hope. There are things that we can do outside of meditation to help our body feel safer. And the first one I'd like to share is movement, some rhythmic movement. It can be something as simple as putting on some music and swaying in place, or walking slowly, a mindful walk, if you will, or dancing in the kitchen. And if you're up to it, dance like no one's watching. I like to do something that's called a ragdoll stretch. I just sort of hang over, sway my body like a ragdoll. It looks like I'm stretching my hamstrings, and I stay in that position for about 30 seconds, and that can feel very therapeutic. I love doing that one. And I'll do that throughout the day. But you can take a moment, 30 seconds, a minute, and allow your body to move in a way that feels natural, in a way that feels possible for you in the given moment. This way of moving helps the body process the gunk that we've been holding on to. It brings some ease to the nervous system. All right, here's number 2. Tapping into our senses. When you think about it, we experience life through our senses. It can help us get out of our head and into our body. It can bring some ease to our nervous system. And there's a wonderful grounding practice I recommend to my clients, and you can also find it on my Pause, Breathe, Reflect app. I call it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not a meditation, but more of a grounding practice. You start with your eyes open, and you try to name 5 things you can see. And then you move on to 4 things that you can feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and then finally, 1 thing you can taste. You can do that for a couple minutes and then see how that makes the full body feel. Most likely, it'll help you, again, get out of your head and into your body, and that brings everything down just a bit. Okay, let's move on to number 3. And this is where we use temperature or cold water to help us bring more calm to our lives. You might already like, or I imagine you probably know someone who is a fan of cold plunging or cold showers, and that's their way to regulate the stress in their body. Something happens in the body as it recognizes how chilly the water is. And the good news here is that you don't have to have a cold plunge bath, and you don't have to necessarily take cold showers. You can simply splash cold water on your face, or you can hold an ice cube in your hand, or simply just run cold water over your wrist, and that can help bring your nervous system back into balance. Doing this activates something that the scientists call the diving reflex, which slows our heart rate down, which then in turn brings some ease to our system. It's very practical, a very body first way to pause and reset what's happening in the body. I'm a big fan of the ice cube one. I do that quite frequently, mainly during the summer, but I've been known to partake in a cold shower here or there. So I love this particular way of bringing more regulation to our lives. And an easy way to do it is dampen a washcloth and put that in the freezer. And the next time you feel overwhelmed, just try holding something cool for a minute or 2 and notice how your body shifts. All right, now let's go on to number 4. And it's all about community. On Friday, I'm rebroadcasting my interview with Brad Stuhlberg. He talks about the importance of community in helping us establish a solid foundation, an earthquake-proof foundation. As humans, we're meant to be together. So it makes sense that when we think about regulating our nervous system, there could be value in doing it together. This is one of the reasons why I love hosting our Pause, Breathe, Reflect live meditations. And I know I said this is a meditation-free episode, but sometimes we don't even do the meditation. It's about coming together, being in a community, and that can be very therapeutic for everyone. As the saying goes, together we go far. So this may look like holding hands with someone you care about. It could be a nice warm hug. It could be talking to a friend, even if they're not right there in person with you. Even simply thinking of someone. That's why I love the whole loving kindness meditation. Again, I know I just mentioned meditation. Please forgive me because as a meditation teacher, I keep on coming back to it. So I'll get back on our program here. But just thinking about someone else can bring a calming effect, especially someone we are grateful for. So you can try this throughout the day. Just think of someone that brings you a moment of relief, a moment of calm. And that can be a beautiful way to self-regulate. So try that one on. And now we're up to number 5. And it's all about humming. That sort of tickled. That was fun. This creates a vibration in the body, and it stimulates the vagus nerve, that big nerve that goes from our brains through our heart down into our tummy. It's so powerful. And that plays a huge role in our nervous system. Let's try this one together right now. It combines number 4, community, and humming. So take a soft breath in, and then on your exhale, simply hum. Breathe in, and then hum. And let that vibration move through your chest and your throat and on your lips. It's gentle, it's grounding. And you can do this while you're doing the laundry, while you're fixing a meal, while you're on Zoom. Just make sure you're on mute. Actually, you know what? Come off of mute and just hum with everyone. Get everyone else to do it. They probably need their central nervous system to be regulated as well. We're all stressed out, and we need to change the dialogue around stress. So there you have it. 5 ways to bring more calm to your life that don't require you to meditate. They don't require you to be in lotus position or be off at some fancy White Lotus resort or on a retreat in Costa Rica. Of course, if you want to do all those, who am I to stop you? All I'm saying is that you don't need to. There are many ways to bring some ease to your nervous system to help you become more resilient and help you heal. My goal here on Whole Again and through my app, Pause, Breathe, Reflect, is to either remind you of the tools that you have within you, or perhaps recommend new tools to help you navigate life with more agility and versatility, as well as with more grace. As always, thanks for being here, and thank you for being a fellow survivor. And remember, if you'd like to receive my free text messages, just say hi and text to 866-612-4604, and I'll set you up. And if you wish to learn more about creating beautiful ripples and how to prevent a bad moment from turning into a bad day, please visit my website, michaelobrienshift.com, and sign up for my newsletter called The Ripple Effect. And join us each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here at Whole Again and discover how you can heal, grow, and become more resilient, and celebrate our scars as golden symbols of strength and resilience. Until then, remember, you can always come back to your breath. You've got this, and we've got you.